Hey guys, if you're trying to lose weight, make this recipe. Let's get into this quick and delicious cabbage soup.
So as
Stay
far as
tuned.
the ingredients are concerned, it's really simple and straightforward. Have a head of cabbage here, small head. We have onion and green pepper, red bell pepper. I have a mixture of that I had left over, so I'll use a combination of these. I'll probably use all of the pepper and this, some of the onion here. I have some minced garlic. We're going to use a large can of stewed tomatoes, or you can use diced tomatoes if you have that. For my sodium and just the flavor, I'm going to be using some chicken bouillon, crushed red pepper because I like a little heat, and then I have some coarse black pepper as well. Also, I have a bag of carrots, frozen carrots in the freezer that we're going to be putting into this as well. I like to add carrots to mine just to have a little bit more body to the soup, but you don't have to add that if you do not want to. Go ahead on and chop up my vegetables right now, off camera, and then I'll bring you back.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just going to saute our peppers and onions. What you can see here, I have about a half of a large red bell pepper, the rest of a small green bell pepper that I had, and I have a half of a red onion and just a little bit of white onion here. And then we're just going to saute all these veggies up for about, I would say 3 or 4 minutes just to start sweating them out for a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and add our minced garlic in, and then we'll add our cabbage and allow it to saute up a little bit too before we add our liquids. Okay, so we've had our veggies sweating down for about 3 minutes. So now I'm going to add in my minced garlic. I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons of minced garlic. Now, if you're not a garlic fan like I am, then you definitely do not have to add as much, but I just like the flavor of it, and it doesn't overpower it once you add everything into it. So I just want to sweat my garlic down for about 45 seconds to a minute. Then we're going to add in our cabbage. All right, so now it's time to add in our cabbage. When I tell you this smells amazing already, but you should know that if you saute up garlic, peppers, and onions, it's going to have the house smelling amazing. So we're just going to go ahead and add in our cabbage now. Now I did slice up my cabbage nice and thin. This is a soup, so you don't want a real big hunks of cabbage in there. You want it nice and bite-sized, so when it'll fit on your spoon without issue. So I'm going to do just salt it up soften it up, allow it to saute up for a few minutes before we add in our liquids. Cabbage makes a good amount of liquid on its own. So all I'm going to do is just give it a couple tosses, cover it up, and let it go for about 4 or 5 minutes. So we've allowed our cabbage to cook down for about 4 minutes or so. So now we're going to add in some of our seasonings. I'm going in my red pepper. Again, put as much or as little as you like of that. I like my cabbage soup with a little bit of heat. Now we're going to go with our black pepper, and I'm going to add my bouillon in. Then mix it. Once you add your water, it will turn that bouillon into a chicken broth. So we're going to start off with about 1.5 tablespoons. Just to see where we're at. Then when I add my water and everything, we'll give it a taste after it simmers and see if we need to add a little bit more in. But again, we're not going for super salty. We're just basically going for savory with that. All right, so you got your seasonings in there. I do have some Italian seasoning too that I'm going to add to this. I forgot to pull that out the pantry at the beginning, but we will be adding in a little bit of Italian seasoning too, just to get that little bit of a herbaceous flavor going on in there too, and it's kind of flavor that to taste. All right, now the cabbage is wilted down to the point I want at this juncture, so now we're going to go ahead on and add in our can of stewed tomatoes. Again, if you want to use diced tomatoes, you can. But I just prefer stewed tomatoes. I like the flavor, the sweetness out of them. And they're really good in my opinion. So once this is mixed, we're going to go ahead on and start adding in our water now. All right, so I have 72 ounces of water initially. And we're just going to go ahead and add that on in there. I may not need it all to start. Just want to kind of eyeball it and see where we're looking. ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in the whole 72. That was about 3/4 of the container I had, but I'm gonna go ahead on and add it all in. Give it a mix. Then we're gonna allow this to simmer. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Come back, taste it, and then I'll add my carrots in for like the last 20 or so because I don't want the carrots to get so mushy that they break up in the soup. All right, guys, so we've had it simmer now for about 30 minutes. Give it a good stir. And now's the time we're just going to taste our broth. See how it's tasting. Like I said, it should have a nice spice to it because I added in the crushed red pepper and heavy black pepper, but you don't have to do that. We just want to make sure that we don't need to add any more of our bouillon to season it up a little bit. It's tasty. Definitely spicy, but I do want to add just a little bit more of our chicken bouillon in. So just about another little over a teaspoon. Give it a stir. Another taste. That's good. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our carrots. So this is a 12-ounce bag of carrots. So we're just going to put the whole thing in there. Then I also found some okra in the bottom of my freezer. And I'm going to put some of that in here too. Now, I know a lot of people do not like okra. You do not have to add the okra. I just found it in there. Typically, I do not add okra, but I do like it. And it's also really good for you. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of okra to this as well. Give everything a stir, bring it back up to a simmer, and we're just going to cook it for about another 20 minutes, and then we're going to be good and ready to go. Super simple, very, very, very low carb. It does fill you up, and we use this as a supplement, basically to supplement a meal throughout the day. So you might eat your breakfast, have this for lunch or dinner. And it is very, very low calorie and low carb. So it's a good meal to have, and it's good for your gut as well. So bring it back up to a simmer, and we'll bring you back when it's ready. All right, guys, so we've let it cook down another 20 minutes. See what we're looking like on the inside here. Smells fantastic, looks delicious. Look at that. Got tomatoes, peppers, onions, cabbage, carrots, okra. Yeah, good stuff. So you guys give this one a try. Some people, I'll probably make this maybe twice a year or so. There are times where you can eat it as if for every meal for about a week or so if you want to kind of lose weight quickly. But this is really good for a nice reset, to kind of get your body reset, to trying to be eat a little healthier, or just to supplement meals throughout the week. Again, super low calorie, low carb, and it tastes good. It tastes better than you think. So y'all give this one a try. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you've tried it before. Next time, God bless. See you around.